National anthem. Singing today's national anthem from Little Falls, it's number one.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fans, you're listening to the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs baseball. I'm Pete Pagliaro, bringing you all the action here today. Tonight's PGCBL matchup is between the Saugerty Stallions and the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. First, the starting lineups for the Saugerty Stallions. In center field is number 28, Luis Rodriguez. Catching tonight for the Saugerty Stallions, number 42, Cameron Carroll. The shortstop is number 8, Nick Croce. In right field is number 7, Travis Hobbensey. The left fielder, number 55, is Justin Ford. Tonight's second baseman is number 12, Reese Maroney. The third baseman is number 10, Jamil Zoe. Number 22 is first baseman Dylan Passo. And number 15, the DH, is Samuel Blanco. Pitching tonight for Saugerty is number 16, Ryan Franklin. For the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, it'll be John Calabrese, number 3, in left field. Second baseman will be number 33, Matthew Sotera. The third baseman, number 13, is Joey Calabretti. And shortstop is number 34, John Ramsey. The center fielder is number 11, Caden Hart. At first base for the Dogs, number 23, Brandon Hawk. The DH is number 27, Justin Hurd. Catching tonight for Mohawk Valley is number 5, Nico Soris. And in right field is number 24, Ethan Hughes. On the mound tonight from Villanova University is number 1, Matthew Kahn. So Matthew Kahn, tonight's pitcher for the Dogs, warming up. And we will get started momentarily here in Little Falls. We had a little bit of rain, and hopefully that's going to hold off for the rest of the evening, allowing us to get this game in here tonight, as the weather has started to become a problem throughout the league the last couple of days. As I just saw, the Utica and Boonville game has been postponed due to bad field conditions. So here in Little Falls, everything is good. We had a little rainfall that dropped before game time as the players were going into their pregame routines. They got the field tarped up pretty quickly, and it looks like it's in good shape right now. Final warm-up tosses by Matthew Kahn for Mohawk Valley. And we are set to go here in the top of the first inning from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls, as Luis Rodriguez from Marist College will step up to the plate. And Matthew Kahn on the mound for the Dogs as we get ready for the first pitch here tonight in Mohawk Valley. Again, coming to you from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. Hot and humid here tonight in the press box and on the field. Sun's shining right now. And here comes Kahn with the windup and the pitch. And the first pitch is a strike, and we are underway here from Vets Park. And the count is 0-1. So the Saugerty Stallions come to town. They are wearing their gray tops. They have a little bit of yellow trim on the sleeves and gray pants for the Stallions. Here is Kahn now with the 0-1 pitch. He winds and delivers, and that ball is hit to the third baseman. Scoops it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 1 from Joey Calabretti.
Batting for the Stallions, the catcher, number 42, Cameron Carroll.
So Cameron Carroll now the batter. He's the catcher here for Saugerties, wearing number 42. Again, 42 on the back of the Saugerties Stallions uniforms. Again, goldish trim. A little bit of green, it looks like from here, maybe. And with the one out, nobody on, here is Khan now with the windup and the pitch for the Dogs. They are wearing those traditional black tops with the hunter green lettering, Dogs across the front, and numbers in the back with white and black, a little bit of black trim. And the count 1-0. White pants for the Dogs. Here's the 1-0 pitch now from Khan. And called a strike outside corner to Cameron Carroll, number 42, the catcher. He's a left-handed batter, is Carroll. And he's facing a 1-1 count with one out here in the top of the first. And Khan now is set to go. He winds and delivers and puts it down the middle for a called strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So fans have not been afraid to come out here to the ballpark tonight. A lot of kids in the ballpark with the little leagues that are around town. So glad to have them here. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that ball is a little blooper to center field. And that is good for the first hit of the game for the Saugerties Stallions.
Batting for the Stallions, the shortstop, number 8 from Chipola College, Nick Croce.
So here's Nick Croce batting on the right side of the batter's box. Croce takes a couple warm-up swings before he makes his way into the box. He is the shortstop here tonight for Saugerties. And he's going to step into the box with 1 out. And they're going to back to first base as Khan throws back. Runner gets back quickly. That is Carroll at first base, looking to keep him close on the base pads with 1 out here. So Khan is set, and he's going to wind and deliver to Croce. And that is strike 1 to Croce in the count 0-1. So Croce steps out of the box, looks down the first base line to his coach, gets some instructions, and he's ready to go. So that flag out in center field, not moving, barely moving, I would just say. Just a little bit of a wave. And throw is in time. They got him at second base, so they throw out Carroll stealing for out number 2. Nice throw there by the DiamondDawgs catcher, Nico Cerise. And the count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Nick Croce. Now facing 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the first, here comes the pitch from Khan. He winds and delivers, and a little chopper to third baseman's going to scoop it, and he bobbles it. And safe at first is the runner. So the third baseman made the play, had it in his glove, did Calabretti, and that ball's probably a little wet because of the rain and it slipped right out. And so now a runner on first.
Behind the first base dugout.
So Croce reaches on an error, and Travis Hobensee, now the batter for Saugerties.
From Johnson University, Travis Hobensee.
So Travis Hobensee is the batter here with 2 outs. Runner on first, taking a short lead for the Stallions. Khan looks over his shoulder, now delivers the pitch. And that's stopped by Cerise as that pitch was low and in the dirt. He kept it in front of him and then quickly grabbed it and looked at that runner at first to make sure he was not heading to second base. So a good move there by Cerise to make sure that runner stayed close. And Khan's going to make sure he stays close by throwing over to first base. He slides back in, and he is safe at first. So Khan is ready now. Here's the pitch. The runner takes off. Here's the throw by Cerise at the second base, and they got him. So 2 runners trying to steal on Cerise. He says, no, thank you, not today. And that ends the inning with out number 3. So bottom of the first coming up, Dogs 0-0.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
And we are back, fans, for the start of the bottom of the second inning. We have a replay of the play at second, so let's go to the replay and see how that looks. And so here you're going to see the pitch, and then you're going to see Cerise jump up, make the throw, and look at that, right in time. Plenty of time, actually, and the runner's thrown out. The second guy thrown out here tonight in the top of the first inning. So thanks to our crew catching all the action from Creative Outpost. Appreciate them on the cameras, doing a great job catching all the action for you here tonight. So we are ready to start this inning here, and it's going to be Ryan Franklin on the mound here for the Stallions, and it'll be John Calabrese, Matthew Sutera, and Joey Calabretti coming up. So John Calabrese is going to lead things off here for the Dogs. A left-handed batter is Calabrese, steps into the box. Playing left field tonight is Calabrese. So Franklin now is set, looks in, and he's a lefty. So lefty on lefty here matchup. Here's the pitch, and that one is popped into the glove of the second baseman. He takes a few steps back, makes the grab. That is Maroney there at second base for the Stallions. And just like that, one out. So Matt Sutera now the batter. He is the second baseman for the Dogs, wearing number 33. And Sutera takes a warm-up swing, adjusts his batting gloves before he makes his way into the batter's box. Franklin's already waiting, and he's ready to go. And agrees to the pitch, and he's going to wind and deliver here to Sutera. Does so high, and that is ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes to Sutera. And Sutera is a right-handed batter for the Dogs. 1-0 count. There comes the windup now and the pitch. Swing and a miss. That is strike one. And the count now 1-1 to Sutera. So Joey Calabretti on deck for the DiamondDawgs. Here in the bottom of the first inning, no score thus far. 1-1 count, the windup and the pitch. And that ball is hit into left field. It is at the wall, and it is off the wall. And that's going to be a stand-up double as Matt Sutera just missing a home run.
Now batting for your Dogs, the third baseman, number 13 from Seton Hall, Joey Calabretti.
So here's Joey Calabretti. So Matthew Sutera gave that one a ride. It was at the Valley sign out in left field, just missing the top of that wall and exiting for a home run. So Sutera now at second base. It'll be Joey Calabretti who's going to try to bring him home here with just one out in the bottom of the first inning. So Franklin again looking in. Sutera at second, taking a short lead. Second baseman creeping just a bit. Now he backs off, and that has popped up into foul territory, and the count is 0-1 to Calabretti. So Joey Calabretti, 0-1 count, and 1 out. Dogs looking to jump on the board first here tonight from Mohawk Valley. Coming to you from Little Falls, New York. It is a perfect game. Collegiate League Baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Franklin. And that misses for ball one, and the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike. And that flag in center field just waving just barely, as it's very hot and humid today, as that's the forecast for the rest of the week. I believe it's going to be hot and humid, which sometimes brings some rain with it. We're hoping that it holds off tonight just long enough for this game to get completed. There's ball two, so 2 balls and 1 strike. Remember, fans, last game we were here, played about an inning or so before we got rained out, and that was when Boonville came to town. Then the Dogs went on the road the next day to Boonville, where they got a split, losing the first game, and then winning the second game 1-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and that ball is hit into left field. Left fielder gets underneath it, makes the grab, and that is out number 2. As that was Ford out there in left field for the Stallions. And there's 2 outs now as Calabretti had popped out. So John Ramsey now your batter for the Dogs. And he's going to step into the box with 2 outs and a runner on second base in scoring position. Doesn't want to leave him there. That's Sutera. And he reached there on a double. So they would love to bring Sutera home and not leave him there at the completion of the inning. 2 outs. Here comes the windup and the pitch, and it is high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Ramsey, the shortstop. On deck is Caden Hart, and on second base is Matthew Sutera. 1-0 pitch coming from Franklin. Franklin looks at the runner at second and delivers the pitch, and that is ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes now to John Ramsey. Let's see what he gets here with a 2-0 count, as he's looking probably to throw a strike here before he falls behind further to Ramsey. 2-0 the count, 2 outs, runner on second, taking a pretty generous lead. And that one down the middle for a call, strike 1, and the count now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So the batter, John Ramsey, the shortstop. Ramsey's set. Franklin's set. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one misses for ball 3, and the count now 3-1. So Ramsey in a good position here with a 3-1 count. And that runner on second base. So it's got to be perfect here for Ramsey, or else he's taking a base on a walk. Here's the 3-1. And big swing and a miss that was down the middle. And Ramsey went after it, and now it's down 3-2 now in the count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ramsey. Sutera at second base, taking a generous lead. The second baseman starting to creep in just a bit. That's Maroney. He's there, and now he's looks in and going to start backing off, it looks like. And here's the pitch. And there is a ball 4, as Ramsey will walk to put runners on first and second here for the Dogs, with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
From Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart now the batter for Mohawk Valley. Hart is the center fielder. He's got runners on first and second here for the Dogs. Dogs looking to get on the board here early in the bottom of the first. Has it have a chance here with a runner in scoring position with Sutera at second base. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that one misses for a ball in the count, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Looking over to my right here, and pretty quiet on the playground area, tennis courts, basketball courts. I do not see a kid in sight. They're all here at the baseball game watching the Dogs and the Stallions. And it looks like that's a pass ball. And that's going to advance the runners to second and third. And the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Now runners in scoring position for the Dogs, with Caden Hart at the plate. So Hart looking to do something here with runners in scoring position. Franklin looks in. Runners not being held on. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He winds, kicks, and delivers. Does so high and outside for ball 3. And the count now 3-0 to Caden Hart. And same situation here for Hart. It's got to be perfect for him to swing here. He might not be swinging at all with a 3-0 count. Chance to load the bases here for Mohawk Valley, as Caden Hart is the batter at the plate. Franklin sets, delivers, and down the middle for called strike 1. So 3-1, Hart taking all the way on that one. And so 3-1 now the count with runners on second and third. Dogs are hungry to score here in the bottom of the first. Here comes Franklin with the pitch. And that ball hit sharply to right field. It's going to drop in between the right fielder and center fielder. And 2 runs will score for the Dogs, as a stand-up double for Caden Hart scores 2. And the Dogs take an early 2-0 advantage.
How about it for your Dogs? So first baseman number 23 from St. Thomas Aquinas College, Brandon Hawk.
So here's Brandon Hawk. After the Dogs have gone up 2-0 here. And with that, we're going to have a trip out to the mound. We'll take a quick commercial break and be back after this.
Hey fans, Tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And we are back, and quick trip to the mound is over. And a runner on second base for the Dogs is Caden Hart. And Brandon Hawk is now the batter with 2 outs. Being told that Caden Hart hit a shot in Boonville where you put the ball in the Little League field. That one is grounded on the ground to the shortstop, and that'll do it for the inning. But not before the Dogs put up 2 runs. They take a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the second.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber. They're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
Welcome back, fans. We're just coming off the uniform race where the kids had an opportunity to dress themselves in a baseball jersey. 3 kids out there trying to dress as fast as they can and race to the finish line. And it's always fun to see the kids try to get dressed in those clothes. Be very comical at times. So we are ready to start the top of the second inning. It is 2-0 Dogs. Dogs scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Take that 2-0 advantage. All started with Matthew Sutera with a double, then John Ramsey walked, and then Brandon Hawk. I'm sorry, Caden Hart with a double.
Top of the second with the right fielder number 7 from Johnson University, Travis Hobbensee.
So Travis Hobbensee is the batter here for Socrates. Sorry. And that ball hit sharply to the third baseman, knocks it down, throws across, and safe on a nice throw. Close play at first as the ball hit hard to third baseman Calabretti, knocks it down, picks it up, throws over to first, and almost got him at first base. So Justin Ford now your batter for the Stallions. A right-handed batter is Ford. 2-0 advantage. Runner on first taking a short lead. And we await the pitch now here to Ford. Swing and a miss in the count now 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ford. He steps out of the box to adjust his batting gloves and takes a swing before he gets back in the box and is ready to go. 0-1 count. Nobody out. Runner on first. Back to first goes Kahn. And the runner quickly getting back is Hobbensee. 0-1 now. And the pitch down the middle, called strike 2 in the count, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Justin Ford now. Again, he's got a runner on first base and nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Dogs ahead 2-0. 0-2 pitch on its way from Matthew Kahn. In the dirt, stopped by Soris. So he takes his mask off to make sure he can find that ball. One ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 to Ford. Runner on first being held on, taking a few steps off the bag, and here comes the pitch from Kahn. Runner takes off, ball is popped up, and third baseman is almost there as it gets out of play, and the ball is fouled down the third base line. So 1-2 the count now to Justin Ford, the left fielder for the Stallions. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ford is set. And awaiting Kahn now to deliver on the 1-2. 1-2 pitch, here it comes. Ball is hit up the middle and picked up by the shortstop to the second baseman to first. And a 6-4-3 double play for the Dawgs. A nice play there as that one went from Ramsey to Sutera to Hawk.
Now batting the second baseman, number 12 from the University of Rhode Island, Reese Maroney.
So Reese Maroney now your batter for the Stallions. Right-handed bat is Maroney. He is the second baseman now with 2 outs, nobody on. And Kahn shakes one off from Soris, shakes another one off, it looks like. And he glanced over at first just to make sure nobody's there. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count 0-1. So Kahn had to decide on what he wanted to throw. Once he decided, he did exactly that and got him swinging on a strike. 0-1 now the count. 2 outs to Maroney. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Maroney awaiting the pitch. Here it comes in the dirt and gets away from Soris, the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Again, nobody on. 2-0 is the score. Wind has shifted a bit here, so now we're going from right to left. A little bit of a breeze. Feels good up here in the booth. Helps cool things down a bit, and there's a swing and a foul tip. And the count 1-2 now to Maroney. So Reese Maroney, the batter, Jamil Zoe on deck. Should he reach 2 outs here with nobody on? So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. And Kahn is going to be set, ready to go. Here's the 1-2. And that ball has some movement, strikes him out. And that does it for the inning. The Dawgs are going to head to the bottom of the second with a 2-0 lead.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
And we're back, folks, for the bottom of the second inning. And everyone up here is so talented. Ezzo's even a photographer, right? He's taking some photos for us up here in the booth. Some headshots, you know. He plays the jams here. If you've never been here, the music you hear in the background, that's our man Ezzo. Works hard to keep the music flowing and the party popping all day long here at Vets Park. So bottom of the second inning coming up here for the Dogs. And tough, both of these jerseys, not the same colors, but kind of close. So it makes it hard to sometimes figure out who's batting, who's up. It's like a dark, obviously the Dogs were black, and then the kind of a blackish green for Saugerties as well. So the DH, Justin Hurd, is the batter here for Mohawk Valley. It'll be Justin Hurd, Nico Cerise, and Ethan Hughes. And that one sails in high for ball one to Hurd. A 1 ball, no strikes. Hurd, a right-handed batter for the Dogs, already a 2-0 advantage, looking to do more damage here in the bottom half of the second inning. Here are the Dogs, and there's a strike in the count, 1-1. So 1 ball and a 1 strike here for Hurd. It'll be Hurd, Cerise, and Hughes all due up here in this inning, the bottom part of the order for the Dogs. And there's a big swing and a miss by Hurd, and the count now 1-1. Sorry, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 count. 1-2 now. Here's the windup and the pitch coming from Franklin. Franklin taking his time. Finally winds and delivers and puts it high. And that evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big man, Justin Hurd, the DH. Not really a big guy, but we'll call him the big man here. 2-2. And one is hit high into left field. Left fielder drifts on over, makes the catch for the out. That was Ford out there and left. That ball was high in the air.
Now batting for your Dogs, the catcher, number 5 from Hudson Valley Community College, Nico Soares.
So Nico Soares now is the batter. Again, a right-handed bat here for the Dogs. With 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the second. Dogs and Stallions going at it here in Little Falls. And that one is popped up. And this time it's going to be the center fielder who calls off the left fielder. That's Rodriguez saying, look forward, I got it. And he steps back for out number 2.
Number 24 from Warner College, Ethan Hughes.
So here's Ethan Hughes now. Hughes, the right fielder for the Dogs. Another right-handed bat from Mohawk Valley facing off against this left-handed pitcher in Ryan Franklin. And Franklin's going to wind and deliver. And that one is hit on the ground. And foul for strike 1. So although 2 runs on the board for the Dogs, only 2 hits allowed, I guess. Only 2, but that's already in only 2 innings. So let's see how Franklin holds up the rest of the game here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's fouled off into the, looks like into the, yeah, that's going to be into the tennis courts. I don't know if the kids realized that went in there because no one moved. So no balls and 2 strikes. That's a nice opportunity for a souvenir for some young kid. 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 pitch now from Franklin. 2 outs, nobody on. Well, the windup and the pitch. Again, hit on the ground, this time fouled down the third baseline. So we will reset and do it all over again as Ethan Hughes is at the plate for the Dogs with an 0-2 count. The bottom of the lineup here for the Dogs, and we go back to the top in Calabrese should Hughes reach safely. That one inside and low for the first ball to Hughes in the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ethan Hughes, right-handed batter from Mohawk Valley, wearing the white gloves. White glove treatment here, and here's the pitch. And that one misses down low, and the count now 2-2. So deuces are wild. There's 2s all over the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs for the Dogs, 2 hits for Stallions, 2 hits for the Dogs. That's a lot of 2s, buddy. Here's the pitch. And it is fouled off. And we're going to stay put at 2-2. So all we needed is another 2 on the board. We have 2s everywhere. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2s posted on the board right now. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Franklin. High and outside, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Hughes. Hughes would gladly take a walk here with 2 outs. Here's Franklin. And ball is hit on the ground, fouled on the third base line. And again, Ethan Hughes will continue to battle at the plate, facing a 3-2 count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Ethan Hughes, the returner from last year from the Dawgs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch from Franklin. And he foul tips that one. And we're going to continue at the 3-2 count. So 3-2 as Hughes will step back into the box here to face Franklin with that 3-2 count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And he calls that one strike 3 as Hughes thought he had a walk. He was ready to head on down the baseline, and the umpire said, strike 3, you are out. So 2-0 the score remains. We'll be back after this.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
And welcome back, fans, for the start of the top of the third, 2-0. Dawgs ahead. And it'll be third baseman Jamil Zoe now coming to the plate. Jamil Zoe now batting. Jamie Z. All right, Jamie Z had been told is batting. And the first pitch to Jamie Z is the ball. Thought it was Jamil Zoe, but that's all right. Jamie Z. All right. So here's the 1-0 pitch now to Z. I got a clarification on this in a second. So that one misses for strike 1. I'm sorry, 1 ball, 1 strike. So his last name is actually Z, Z-E-E. Okay, just double checking. I wasn't sure if we just had an initial there or not. So Jamie Z. Like the Tappin' Z. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Z. And the 1-1 pitch. Outside and low for ball 2. So 2 balls and a strike. Dawgs have taken a 2-0 advantage here in the top of the third. Nice sunny evening here as the clouds have parted ways and the sun's back out. Typical weather here in the Mohawk Valley. 3 balls and 1 strike. As we had a little rain earlier. Now the sun is bright and shining, and probably by 8:30 we'll have 10 feet of snow on the ground. Because that's how it works here. We love all the seasons. And that one is popped up to center field. Center fielder backing up at the wall, makes the grab, and that is Caden Hart. He had to use the entire field to make that catch, but he certainly made it. And that is out number 1.
From the University of Notre Dame, Dylan Passo.
So here's Dylan Passo from the University of Notre Dame. And this is one that our beloved Lou would love. He'd be raving all about this kid, as he is a big University of Notre Dame fan. And so we'll cheer for Mr. Passo just for this at bat, because he's a Notre Dame guy, and Lou loved Notre Dame. And the 0-1 pitch. Here comes the Paso. Swing and a miss. And 0-2. Well, we'll see. We'll see what side Lou's cheering for here. If he's cheering for Notre Dame or if he's cheering for the DiamondDawgs with an 0-2 count. I'm thinking he's going DiamondDawgs here. Let's go 0-2 outside. And the count 1-2. So we have special guests in the booth. We have Lou's nephew, Jared. He joined us today. Made the trip out. So we're glad to have him in the booth and hanging out with us. Always fun. 1-2. Here's the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it looks like Big Lou is more of a fan of the DiamondDawgs than of Notre Dame when they're matching up against each other.
For the Stallions, the designated hitter number 15 from Dallas College, Samuel Blanco.
So Samuel Blanco now the batter for the Stallions. He is the DH, bats on the right side of the plate, and he is number 15 for Saugerties. Where's the black helmet to match the top? And the count 1-0. Oftentimes the helmets don't always match the uniforms because a lot of these kids wear the helmets from their colleges. So once in a while, typically you see the black helmets and the white helmets that go with everything, but once in a while you get some kind of teal or kind of fun color. And that one is in for a strike 1-1. Remember the year we had Coastal Carolina boys here, and some of those colors are absolutely fantastic. Some of my favorite colors in baseball. Coastal Carolina. You gotta love those guys. Darren Horn, that's the name. That's the guy who came here from Coastal Carolina to play for us. 1-2 the count. The Chanticleers, is that what the name is? Chanticleers? I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. Oh, it's a rooster. Why don't they just say rooster? One ball, 2 strikes. It's a little more fancy. There's a swing and a miss for a strike 3. And that does it for the inning. Big cheers. Big cheers for the Dogs as he comes off the field. Matthew Kahn fired up. We'll be back after this.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
And we are back for the bottom of the third inning. And John Calabrese will lead things off here for Mohawk Valley in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Dogs. And so here's Calabrese, left-hander, to face the lefty in Franklin. So Calabrese, top of the order here for the Dogs. Here's the pitch. And that is called strike 1 to Calabrese. Calabrese popped out in his first at-bat, and it'll be Matt Cetera next, and then Joey Calabretti in this inning. So Calabrese, 0-1. Outside, missing that corner, and the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Franklin now. He's going to kick, wind, and deliver on the 1-1. And that is popped up by Calabrese. Shortstop is there calling for it. And Croce makes the catch for out number 1 in the inning.
Now batting for your Dogs, the second baseman, number 33 from Wagner College.
So Matthew Sutera. So Sutera, who doubled in his first at bat, now will step into the box. 1 out. Nobody on for the Dogs. They lead 2-0 here against this Saugerties team. 1 out. And here is Sutera, who doubled, playing second baseman for the Dogs here tonight. He's a right-handed batter to face the lefty, Franklin, and there is ball 1. But 1 ball, no strikes. Again, lots of kids here in the ballpark tonight as the Little Leagues are here, hanging out, having a good time. Always good to see. I've heard Dodgeville. Is that what I heard? Yes. Dodgeville Little League is in the house tonight. So 1-0 count. There is strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. If anybody out there listening have Little League teams that want to come out, reach out to us on social media, and we will get you taken care of. Guarantee it'll be a great time by all, the parents and the kids. And they're going to check to see if we won on that one, and we're waiting for the call. We're not sure, and ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Sutera. Calabretti is on deck. 2-1 count. Here's Franklin now. He looks in, takes a long look before he delivers, kicks, winds, and delivers, and that's fouled off. Hits the catcher a bit, and that's another souvenir for our lucky fans here at the park. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sutera. Franklin is set, winds, and delivers. Ball is hit fouled on the first base line, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matt Sutera. Sutera with the big double in his first at bat. And ball hit to the shortstop. He dives, makes the grab, throws on over to first, and in time they get him. And he had to stretch out to make that play. Was the shortstop. Throwing it over was Nick Croce to the first baseman, Dylan Passo.
Number 13 from Seton Hall, Joey Calabretti.
So here's Joey Calabretti. Can I get a Gatorade, Red?
Yeah. Is that it?
So here's Calabretti from the right side. And with 2 outs, Joey Calabretti. We talked about those helmets not always matching the uniforms. Joey Calabretti with that red, shiny helmet at the plate. Here's the pitch. And ball again hit to the same spot. That shortstop getting his work in here today as he throws over for the out. So the shortstop earns his pay for this inning, and that'll do it for the 3rd inning. We head to the top of the 4th. It is 2-0 Dogs.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
And we are back for the top of the fourth inning. Dogs are ahead 2-0. And we are getting ready to get started. It'll be Nick Croce.
The center fielder, number 28 from Marist College,
Luis Rodriguez is going to lead things off here for the Stallions. Top of the lineup for Saugerties. It'll be Luis Rodriguez, Cameron Carroll, and Nick Croce. So here's Rodriguez, a right-handed batter, ready to face Kahn. And Kahn kicks, winds, and delivers, and that is popped up into foul territory. And the count is 0-1. Almost made the play, did the first baseman. So 0-1 count to Rodriguez, who grounded out in his first at-bat here this evening against Kahn. And Kahn looks in, he's waiting for Rodriguez to get settled in. Looks like he's ready to go. Kahn's ready to go. And he's going to step, kick, and deliver on the 0-1. And again, same spot, foul. Down the first base line on the count, 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Fans in our listening audience, if you're around, make sure you come out to a game, another game here Saturday. So come out Saturday night. And come watch the Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs, I believe, against the Utica Blue Sox as they come to town. Here's the pitch, and that one down low for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Those matchups with the Utica in Mohawk Valley, always entertaining, always interesting. A lot of respect on both sides, but a heated rivalry right down the road. 1-2 the count as they battle in the East. Here's the 1-2. And that is popped into foul territory again. First baseman coming strong, and he at the wall. He makes the grab at the fence area. So how about that? Ran out of room, but made the catch was Brendan Hawk.
For the Stallions, the catcher, number 42, Cameron Carroll.
So Luis Rodriguez pops out, and Cameron Carroll, who singled in at bat number 1, will get a chance here against Matthew Kahn for the second time. 1 out. Left-handed batter is Carroll. Here's Kahn with the pitch. Down low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Here Coach Luby yelling instructions to his players out there, making sure they're in the right spots. A lot of strategy involved where you want your players, depending on the batter. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Down low, strike 2. I'm sorry, ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. Again, 1 out, nobody on. Dogs are leading 2-0 here in the top of the 4th. 2 hits apiece for the Dogs and the Stallions. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Same spot down low, and the count now 3-0. So Carroll will be taking on this one with a 3-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes. Kahn's going to kick, wind, and deliver on the 3-0, and delivers it outside for ball 4. And Carroll will walk to first base.
Now batting for the Stallions, the shortstop, number 8 from Chipola College, Nick Croce.
So Nick Croce, who reached on an error in his first at-bat here tonight, is going to step into the batter's box from the right side. And awaiting the pitch from Kahn. Kahn is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike to Nick Croce. Croce got his ready. And Kahn looking over at the runner at first. Keeping him close. Being held on. They're going to throw over. And the runner Carroll slides back quickly. On 1 count with 1 out. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes now to Croce with 1 out. Oh and 2. And here's Kahn with the windup. And the pitch taking his time. No pitch yet. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And 2 outs now as Travis Hobbensee is due up next. So here's Travis Hobbensee, who singled last time up. 2 outs here, runner on first. Dogs looking to get out of this inning with the score remaining 2-0. Here's Kahn, he winds, delivers, and that one's popped up. And right fielder and second baseman coming for it. Right fielder calls everybody off, makes the catch, ends the inning. Dogs lead 2-0. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th here in Little Falls.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Some people might think that the tire shop in Canajoharie only does tires. Nah, that's only their name. The tire shop does so much more. Oil changes, custom wheels, interstate batteries, computer wheel balancing, tire repair service and recapping, auto accessories, tire chains, ag bags, bale and net wrap, and much more. And when it comes to tires, the tire shop in Canajoharie also does so much more. Lawn and garden tires, off the road, backhoe, loader tires, log skidder, agricultural, ATV and UTV tires, and on the farm tire services. The tire shop is a multi-line new tire dealer. That means they're quite a choice for top brand name tires for your car, truck, SUV, semi-tractor, and trailer, all at great prices. They're also a Goodyear national accounts and state contract pricing location. Financing available too. Find more information and a list of services at thetireshop.biz. Thetireshop.biz. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. Yes, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Tire Shop, 155 Erie Boulevard in Canajoharie.
And we are back, folks. Bottom of the 4th. Dogs looking to put up some more runs here. They're up 2-0 to start here. And we'll see what the bottom of the 4th brings for the Dogs. As we have number 34 coming to the plate. That is John Ramsey.
Number 34.
So Ramsey, the shortstop.
John Ramsey.
So Ramsey walked in his first at bat. He's going to look to get things started here in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Ramsey, Hart, and Hawk due up here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch to Ramsey, and it is a ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. John Ramsey is your batter for Mohawk Valley, right-handed bat. Nobody on, no outs, 2-0 Dogs. Bottom 4. There's the windup in the pitch, and big swing and a miss by Ramsey in the count 1-1. A 1 ball, a 1 strike. The big John Ramsey at the plate. Taps the plate, signifying he is ready to go. He's got those maroon gloves on. 1-1 count. And there's a swing and a miss in the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ramsey. And 1-2 will wait for Ryan Franklin now to deliver on the 1-2. 1-2 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. It is high, and the count 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramsey back in the box, awaiting the pitch from Franklin. Franklin looking in, and he sets now and delivers on the 2-2, and that is down low and full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the shortstop, John Ramsey. Franklin looks in, puts his glove up, and now winds and delivers on the 3-2. Ramsey pops it up, and third baseman was heading over, but got called off as the shortstop and the left fielder head over. Left fielder makes the grab for the out.
Now batting for your Dogs, the center fielder number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart, now your batter for Mohawk Valley, another right-handed bat for the Dogs. And Hart had the big double early on in the first inning for the Dogs. So 1 out, nobody on. Here's Hart at the plate. And a little dribble right back to the pitcher. Pitcher had to grab that ball quickly as it was coming right at him. And he throws it over for first base for out number 2.
First baseman number 23 from St. Thomas Aquinas College, Brandon Hawk.
So here's the first baseman, Brandon Hawk. So Hawk, another righty for the Dogs here. Big bat here for Mohawk Valley. 2 outs. Brandon Hawk steps in. And Franklin on the mound, ready to go. Here's the pitch. That hits him in the hands, and Hawk never even twitched. Never even moved. And so Justin Hurd now will come to the plate.
Hitter number 27 from SUNY Albany, Justin Hurd.
So Justin Hurd, the DH now, will step into the batter's box for the Dogs with 2 outs and a runner on first. Again, wind has shifted again, this time left to right. I'm your meteorologist bringing you all the weather conditions here from Veterans Memorial Park. Just about as good as most of the weathermen, because not going to say it, but they don't always get it right. 0-1 count. No balls and 1 strike. 2 outs. Runner on first, taking a short lead, being held on at first by the first baseman. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit sky high. Third baseman calling everyone off, and I got it. And he certainly does as the ball is popped out to third. And that'll do it for the 4th. The Dogs hanging on 2-0, and we head to the top of the 5th.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
And welcome back, fans. Ready for the top of the 5th inning. Dogs 2-0 lead here at Vets Park. A little bit of a breeze coming through the park, feels real good. Dogs feeling good right now. Socrates. Let's see. We'll see how they feel. So right now, Justin Ford is going to lead things off for the Stallions here in the top of the 5th. It'll be Justin Ford, Reese Maroney, and Jamie Z. Justin Ford grounded out. His first at bat here tonight against Kahn. And Kahn is set. And here's the pitch. And that is popped up. Center fielder takes a few steps forward, makes the catch out in center field. That is Caden Hart. And that is out number 1.
Now batting for the Stallions, the second baseman number 12. From the University of Rhode Island, Reese Maroney.
So Reese Maroney. Reese Maroney is the batter here for the Stallions. He struck out in his first time at bat here against Kahn. And let's see what Kahn can do here. There's the windup, the pitch, and that one down low for ball 1 in the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes to Reese Maroney. Again, strikeout victim first time around. And let's see if Kahn can ring him up again here. And that one in the dirt, little bouncer. Looking like a goalie back there is Nico Cerise. Hockey season's over. I have the hockey guy standing next to me over here, still wearing his hockey hat. I try to convince him it's not hockey season anymore. He doesn't understand. He thinks baseball should be played on ice. And that's a good idea, huh? 2 balls and 1 strike. Coming to you from Little Falls next year, baseball on ice. Brought to you by Travis Heiser and crew. So 2-1 count. You think banana ball is big? Wait until you see ice baseball. 2-1 count. We're always looking for new ideas here, fans, so won't be surprised. That one is hit into center field. And that is good for a base hit. So Maroney with the single.
Number 10 from the University of Notre Dame, Jamie Z.
So here's Jamie Z, who popped out in his last at bat. And we're not going to talk any more hockey, but last thing, congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They look pretty dominant out there. They look like maybe a team that might be around a couple more years raising those Stanley Cups. We'll see. And then Connor McDavid, well, we apologize to the Canadians. Another cup goes to the U.S. Yeah, I did see that. They cut their hand on the cup, right? Oh, wasn't the cup? Oh, was it? Oh. So the guys up north who created the game can't seem to win the cup, huh? That ball hit to the third baseman. He scoops it up, throws across the diamond, and that is good for out number 2, and that advances the runner to second base.
Now batting for the Stallions, the first baseman, number 22, from the University of Notre Dame, Dylan Passo.
So here's Dylan Passo, who struck out in his first at bat here tonight. He is a left-handed batter for the Stallions. Stallions with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on second base, and he's taken off. He's gone, and they're going to throw over to third. I'm sorry, as that happened so quickly. I don't think Connor really was expecting what happened. And here comes Coach Luby, and he is not a happy camper. That guy was on the run, I think, before anything was even going on. So they're going to talk it over at the plate. Luby's making his case. And Luby normally calm and collective, but when he's angry, he lets you know it. He's got a little feistiness in him. I've seen it before. Baseball guy, true and true, just loves his baseball. Now he's doing a little of the pitching motions to kind of give the umpire a replay in his head mentally, saying, here's what I saw. Here's what you should have saw. And a little applause by Luby. I like it. I like it. So 2 outs. Luby goes back to the dugout. Safe and sound. No bats being thrown, nothing. And here's the pitch outside. And that is ball 1. So Dylan Passo is the batter. Runner on third now. Again, 2-0 lead, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Con is set and ready to go. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Nice pitch. A lot of movement went down and caught the bottom part of the plate. Not enough of it, though. And the count 2-0. Well, 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at third is dancing around. And that ball is popped up. This may be trouble. And no, looks like the second baseman makes the grab, steps in front of the center fielder. And that was second baseman Matthew Sotera. And that'll end it for the inning. No damage done. The Dogs continue to lead 2-0. Bottom 5.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
And we are back, bottom of the 5th inning here from Vets Memorial Park in Little Falls. Dogs are leading 2-0. And of course, Dogs looking to try to put up some more runs here as we head into the bottom half of the 5th inning.
The catcher, number 5.
So Nico Cerise will lead things off for Mohawk Valley. So Cerise has popped out in his first at bat here tonight. He is the catcher for the Dogs. Nice little breeze coming through. Feels great. Cooling us all down here as we head into that part of the season where it starts getting hot. No balls, 1 strike. So this is usually the part of the season where all of us here in the booth start losing lots of weight. So our best look usually is mid-July. Mid-July is our slimmest look. And that ball hit up the middle past the shortstop. And a base hit for Cerise.
Heading for your Dogs, the right fielder, number 24 from Warner College, Ethan.
So here's Ethan Hughes, the right fielder who struck out in his first at bat. And like I say, usually this year we started some games in late May, but usually June is when we start our games. And that first month of June, we still got that, that winter fat on us. We look a little chubby. We come out of the hibernation. Little bunt down right in front of the catcher, and he grabs it and throws over. Does his job, moves the runner over to second base. Does Hughes. And so back to the top of the lineup, we go with John Calabrese.
From Bucknell University, John Calabrese.
So here's John Calabrese from the left side of the plate. He's going to step into the box with a runner on second base in scoring position. Just 1 out here. They moved that runner in scoring position, so a base hit here will score the runner. So here's Calabrese. 2-0 Dogs here at bottom 5. Here's the windup and the pitch. And a missing for ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. So Calabrese, you ever see him on the video feed, you see that he steps on the box and does a little practice swing, and he stops the swing halfway through, make sure he follows through. So every player has their own technique. And there's a little foul ball on the count, 1-1. One of the best parts of watching baseball here during the summer, you see a lot of different players come through here, different styles, different techniques, but all loving the game. And all the Dogs that we bring in here, same character. They all work hard hat kind of guys. And those are the guys that we always bring here to Mohawk Valley, because we know those guys are going to play baseball all the way through. That ball is hit to the shortstop. He can't pick it up. And an error on the shortstop as he bobbled that one. And he'll reach on an error, will Calabrese. And now runners on first and second for Matthew Sutera. So Sutera started all this in the first inning with a double. That's how the Dogs got on the board as he started the action for Mohawk Valley. So he'll look to do it again here with runners on first and second. Would gladly take another double here with this at bat. Looking in is Franklin now. Looks at the runner at second base. Second baseman creeping in, now creeps back out. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Stopped by the catcher, and the count 1-0. So Carmen Carroll, that catcher behind the plate for the Stallions. He knows the importance of keeping that ball in front of him with the runners on first and second. 1 ball, no strikes. Franklin looks in, looks at that runner at second. Again, that second baseman creeps just a little bit, keep him close. And a ball is delivered high for ball 2. And the count now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out. Matt Sotero, the second baseman for the Dogs, at the plate. 2-0 count. Franklin, again, taking a long look, getting the sign from his catcher. Now looks over at second base. Looks back, delivers the pitch. And that one called a strike, catching the bottom half of the plate. The count 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Matt Sutera. On deck for the Dogs is Joey Calabretti. 2-1 count. Again, looks at that runner at second, looks at there a few times before he's okay, and then he delivers the pitch and called strike 2. That one hitting the outside corner of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out to Sutera. Sutera takes a practice swing before he jumps back in the box, ready to face Franklin. Franklin looks in, picking up his sign from his catcher. Again, he's going to look at that runner at second, who's staying relatively close. There's the pitch. And that's fouled off here behind home plate, and the count remains 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As big crowd here in the dugout box area. Forgot what it's called. Skybox, thank you. I need a little help there. 2-2. And big swing and a miss for strike 3 as Sutera goes down swinging for out number 2. So Joey Calabretti now is the batter for the Dogs. Another right-handed bat for the Dogs. Calabretti 0 for 2 tonight. A pop out and a ground out. He's got runners on first and second. And would love to move these runners home or at least across the diamond somewhere with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And they throw over to first and got him. They got him at first base. They caught him a little too far off the bag. The catcher was aware of it, throws over to first, and he gets him. Tough inning there for the Dogs. Leave 2 runners stranded with a guy at the plate. But 2-0 the score remains. We'll be back after this.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to serve as retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
And we are back, folks. Top of the 6th on coming up here. We got a little game of hacky sack going on down the left field line with the players in the bullpen. Looks like I got the little hacky sack out, and good old game of hacky sack going on. Gotta love that. So back here for the top of the 6th inning, Dogs lead 2-0. As the Stallions are going to bring number 15 to the plate, Samuel Blanco. So bottom of the order, Samuel Blanco. Then we go back to the top with Luis Rodriguez and Carmen Carroll. But first, Samuel Blanco, who struck out in his first at-bat. And first pitch to Blanco is a ball, and the count 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Kahn now. Takes his time, settles in, and winds and delivers, and that is popped up. First baseman heading over by the first base coach's box, and he makes the grab for out number 1.
Now the center fielder, number 28 from Marist
So
College.
here's Luis Rodriguez, the center fielder for the Stallions. Rodriguez 0 for 2. Grounded out and popped out already in the ball game here. And he's going to face Matthew Kahn for the 3rd time. Let's see if 3rd time is the charm here for Kahn or 3rd time is the charm for Matthew Kahn. Here's the windup, the pitch. And down the middle, called strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to Rodriguez, the center fielder. Rodriguez, a right-handed batter for the Stallions. And here comes the windup and the pitch. And that ball has hit into center field, left center field. And the center fielder's going to throw it to second base to cut him off. And they get it there quickly. And that ball hit deep, but not deep enough for him to get the second on a nice throw by the center fielder to hold him at first. So Cameron Carroll now the batter. He's going to bat from the left side. Will Carroll. So Carroll's got a runner on first base here in the top of the 6th, 1 out. Dawgs leading 2-0. Here's the pitch from Kahn to Carroll. And Kahn taking his time, delivers the pitch. And outside corner called strike 1. Nice pitch there. They'll work the corner, work the outsides of the strike zone by Kahn. Runner at first, taking a few steps off the bag, being held on there by the first baseman. And Batavia leading 10-4, I heard over the loudspeaker here. 0-1 count. And there is strike 2, and quickly up in the count is Kahn. No balls and 2 strikes. With Glens Falls leading 5-1 over Oneonta. So 0-2 count, 2-0 to score here. Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs leading the Saugerty Stallions. Out and misses for ball 1. 1-2 now the count. 1-2, runner on first, 1 out. As Kahn looks over at the runner at first, he's going to throw over. And sliding back quickly is the runner. That is Luis Rodriguez. Rodriguez at first. Carroll at the plate. With 1 out, top 6. Kahn, the pitcher on the mound for Mohawk Valley. Here's the windup. And the pitch. Runner takes off. Here's the throw by Soris. It is high. Gets into the outfield. Center fielder grabs it. And that's going to allow the runner to advance the third. So the throw from Soris is high. And the count now 1-2. The runner heading back to pick up his sliding mitt, I believe, or something. Maybe his batting glove. And back at third he is. So runner on third now with 1 out. Count is 2-2 to Cameron Carroll. Matthew Kahn, the pitcher, looks at that runner at third, now delivers the pitch. And it is fouled off. To stay alive is Carroll in the count 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 1 out here for Saugerty. They got a runner on third base in scoring position here, down 2-0. Kahn delivers right back up the middle, goes off the mound, made it a tough play for the pitcher to grab because it took a bounce off the mound, and that scores a run. So we have a 2-1 ball game after the single from Cameron Carroll. I'm sorry.
Now batting for the Stallions is shortstop, number 8 from Chipola College, Nick Croce.
So here's Nick Croce. Croce reached on an error and then struck out in his second at bat here this evening. So with 1 out, he's got a runner on first, down 2-1. So they cut that lead in half here, and pitches outside. And Cerise has to really stretch out to grab that. He does so, and the count 1-0, and that allows the runner to stay put at first base. 1-0 now the count. Kahn looks over at that runner. Runner taking a few short steps off the bag. And here's the pitch. Inside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch now from Matthew Kahn. And that hit sharply to the shortstop. He knocks it down, unable to grab it. And a single on the play by Croce. And that'll bring up Travis Hobenstein.
7 from Johnson University, Travis Hobenseeken.
So Travis Hobenseeken now the batter. Here's Hobenseeken with a runner on first and second, 1 out. Kahn looking to get himself out of this little bit of a jam here. Little chopper to the shortstop to second, and they can't get 2. They get 1. And that is 2 outs as they get the force at second. And Justin Ford, now the batter.
Now batting for the Stallions, the left fielder, number 55 from Seton Hall,
So Justin Ford, who has grounded out and popped out, now will step into the batter's box to face Matthew Kahn the third time tonight. And he'll do so with the runners on the corners. First and third. 2 outs, down 2-1 here in the top of the sixth. And ball hit right past the shortstop between the gap between second and third. And that is good for the base hit. And this ball game now tied 2-2. So Reese Maroney will now be the batter for the Stallions. So here's Maroney. Maroney coming to the plate with 2 outs, runners on first and second here for the Stallions. And no activity in the bullpen for the DiamondDawgs at this point. So with 2 outs, here's the windup and the pitch to Maroney. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. 2-2 the score here in the top of the sixth. Matthew Kahn looks in now, looks at that runner at second base. He's going to step and deliver, and does so down low for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Kahn is ready, looks into Maroney, and now he's going to deliver on the 1-1. Here it is. And right down the center of the plate, and the count now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 count to Maroney. Maroney, a right-handed batter, and he is ready to go back into the batter's box to face Matthew Kahn. Kahn looks at that runner at second base, not being held on by the second baseman. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Again, big stop by Soris, and the count now 2-2. Well, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Kahn looking to get out of this inning with minimal damage here. Already allowed 2 runs. The ball game now tied 2-2. He's got runners on first and second with 2 outs, looking to get out of his jam. Here's the pitch. And called strike 3. And 2 runs come across. Ball game tied up 2-2. Dogs are coming up. Bottom 6.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
And welcome back, fans. Bottom of the 6th inning. Ball game knotted 2-2. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Stallions. That's number 13, Chase Van Valkenburg. Chase Van Valkenburg from Herkimer College, now pitching for the Stallions. So Joey Calabretti will lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth for the Dogs. It'll be Calabretti, Ramsey, and Hart. And again, then Chase Van Balkenburg on the mound. Swing and a miss by Calabretti. And the count 0-1. So Van Balkenburg, that's a lot to say there. Chase Van Balkenburg. 0-1 pitch, and that is popped up. Center fielder coming for it, and he's going to make the grab for out number 1. So Calabretti pops out to center field, and John Ramsey will now come to the plate.
John Ramsey.
So here's John Ramsey, who has walked and popped out tonight. Ramsey, a right-handed batter for the Dogs, ready to go here with 1 out. Pitch is down low in the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count, 1 out. Here's the windup, the pitch. Curveball doesn't really make that curve down as it should, so it stays high, and the count 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes here to Ramsey, the shortstop for Mohawk Valley. That one is hit in the air. Again, center fielder. This time more to the right side. Makes the catch for out number 2. And just like that, we have 2 outs.
Number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So here's Caden Hart for the Dogs. Hart has doubled and grounded out this evening, so nobody on here, bottom of the 6th. Looking to keep things alive here in the bottom of the 6th for the Dogs with 2 outs. That one called a strike as the catcher does a good job framing that one for the umpire. 0-1 count. 0-1, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And quickly 0-2 now is Hart. So no balls and 2 strikes. Chase Van Balkenburg from Herkimer College on the mound here for the Stallions, looking for 1 more strike to get out of this inning. There's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the inning. So no run score. We head to the top of the 7th. 2-2 is the score.
Visit the Daily Post and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the Mohawk Valley. Our mission is to generate interest in the area and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our podcast, or sign up for our weekly email newsletter. Stop by today at thedailypost.digital. You'll be glad you did.
And welcome back, fans, for the start of the top of the 7th. Ball game tied 2-2. Few changes here for the Dogs. First on the mound, new pitcher moving from third base to the pitching mound is Joey Calabretti. So Joey Calabretti now pitching for the Dogs. And moving into the third base spot where Calabretti was before is Emmett Coco. So Emmett Coco now at third, and Joey Calabretti on the mound. So Calabretti taking last few warm-up tosses, last one there. And he is ready to go as Calabretti.
Now batting for the Stallions, number 10 from the University of Notre Dame, Jamie Z.
So here's Jamie Z, who has popped out and grounded out. So Jamie Z will face Calabretti here for the first time tonight. So Calabretti moves from third to the mound, and Jamie Z at the plate. First pitch is down low for ball one to Jamie Z. Again, Z 0 for 2, popped out, grounded out, but did so under a different pitcher, Matthew Keene. So pitch facing Calabretti here for the first time. There's the 1-0. And that ball is hit to short. Shortstop grabs it and throws across. And that is good for out number 1.
Now batting for the Stallions. First baseman number 22.
So here's Dylan Passo now. So Dylan Passo, the first baseman. Now the batter for Saugerties. Passo has struck out and popped out in this game. Left-handed batter is Passo. Facing the righty, Calabretti. Here's Calabretti with the windup, the pitch. And down low for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes. Calabretti looks in, gets his sign, and kicks, winds, and delivers. And that is popped, fouled on the third base line. And the count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Outside and high for ball 2. 2-1. 2-1 pitch now from Calabretti. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. And that one is popped up. Third baseman Coco making the play in the game. And gets a quick play his way for out number 2.
From Dallas College, Samuel Blanco.
So Samuel Blanco, the designated hitter, now jumps in from the right side here with 2 outs. So Calabretti. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Blanco. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that misses for ball 1. The count 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1, 2 outs, and nobody on. Top 7 here. Here's the windup and the pitch again, and it is down low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and the count now 2-2. Calabretti needing 1 more here. They got out of this inning here. The top of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's the pitch. Called, strike 3, inside corner. And Calabretti gets out of the inning as we head to the bottom of the 7th. 2-2.
We know pools. Garrity Pools and Spa are the experts in building and creating backyard memories for thousands of families. Garrity takes pride in offering only the highest quality in-ground Pacific pool and radiant above-ground pools that are built for upstate New York weather. Garrity offers only the best with BioGuard chemicals to keep your pool sparkling clean. Visit the professionals at Garrity Pools and Spa, 234 South Caroline Street, Herkimer, or GarrityPools.com.
Wake up and smell the sizzle at your local Burger King. Burger King is open for breakfast 7 days a week. Your mornings deserve the royal treatment. So dive in to try our delicious breakfast sandwiches, savor our savory hash browns, and wash it all down with a hot or iced coffee. Whether it's Monday or Sunday, we've got your breakfast cravings covered. Swing by BK today to have it your way. You rule at participating U.S. restaurants during breakfast hours.
welcome back, fans. Bottom of the 7th here from Veterans Memorial Park.
Number 23.
And we will have number 23, Brandon Hawk, coming to the plate here for the Dogs. So Brandon Hawk stepping into the batter's box here in the bottom of the 7th. 2-2 ball game here. And here's the pitch. It is high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Hawk as we keep our eyes on the radar here as we have a front moving in, we believe, by 9 o'clock. We have our weather crew on it, and that one has popped up. Our meteorologist, Warner.
Now batting for your Dogs, the third baseman, number 4 from Wagner College, Emmett Coco.
So here's Emmett Coco now. He is in for DHing for Justin Hurd with all the changes. So here's Coco. And that one misses. So no balls, 1 strike. He said, Josh. No balls, 1 strike. And that one misses. And the count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 count. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that ball's hit down foul on the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 to Emmett Coco. Well, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Coco at the plate, left-hander is Coco. Here's the pitch. And that one is popped up. This might be trouble. And no, it will not be trouble as the center fielder easily makes the catch for out number 2.
For your Dogs, the catcher, number 5 from Hudson Valley Community College, Nico Sorry.
So here's Nico Cerise, the batter for the Dogs here in the bottom of the 7th. Dogs looking to get some runs here. Ball game tied 2-2. Pitch to Cerise, call. They strike. He tries to hold back his swing. Would have been a strike either way. 0-1 the count. 1 ball, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that one misses high for ball 1 and the count 1-1. Ball and a strike. Cerise has singled, and his last at bat also popped out today. 1-1 count. There's the windup and the pitch. That's fouled off in the count now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The wind now, again, just a little breeze coming through, but it's coming in now. So you're starting to feel the shift in the wind patterns here, being told by my meteorologist here. We have a weather team up here about 6 to 7. We have monitors all over. We see clouds from all over the northeast. We're like NORAD up here. 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dave also monitors the satellites from space from his computer. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the 2-2. Everyone's like, who is this Warner guy and what is he doing? That one's popped up and sliding catch. And he makes the catch, right? Or no, drops. It falls. So that one fell in. They made it look good. But it dropped in for a single for Cerise. So Ethan Hughes, and now the batter for the Dogs. Fans, make sure you tune in on Saturday evening as the Utica Blue Sox come to town. If you can't be here for the game, tune in. We have a special treat. We're going to try to do a little color commentary from the field. So we'll be trying new things here. So make sure you tune in if you can't make it, and you'll hear 2 of us up here jabbing away. And that is a strike, no balls, 1 strike. So 2 guys on the microphones. That might be scary. 1 count. As you see, as my colleagues at work say, Pete, you're never one to shy away from the microphone. So we'll see what happens when there's 2 of us going at it. I'll just pull the cord from my my color guy and settle that. No balls and 2 strikes. That one's hit foul. And the count 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, playground pretty empty here tonight, but we got one guy just kind of roaming around. We got a couple kids at the tennis court area. Looks like they're having a little race. And so back here at the ballpark, 0-2, as that one is outside in the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan Hughes, who reached on it. Actually had a sacrifice bunt last at bat, and he struck out tonight. So moved the runner over in his last at bat for the Dogs, trying to score another run. 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. And that one is popped up. First baseman heading into foul territory, makes the grab, and that'll do it for the inning. So 7 down. The score remains 2-2.
Spring into action and get started on your home projects with Little Falls Lumber. Get your free estimate today for that project, big or small. Little Falls Lumber, they're always happy to help.
Stop by one of our 3 convenient locations and speak to one of our knowledgeable salesmen about your next project.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And we are back for the top of the 8th inning. As you should hear the talk up here, folks, we're brainstorming ideas for ideas at the park. Thinking about bringing a bull in, put him right on the field. Well, that one misses for ball 1. So make sure you come out for live bull in the park night. Live bull in the park night, where when you go get a snack, if you get back to your seat safely, you get a free popcorn. It's awesome. 1 ball, 1 strike. Listen, we have enough fun when the cows come here and they have to get milked, man. That's enough entertainment for some of us city boys. I remember the first time we had a cow here, Lou went downstairs. He didn't know what to do himself. Scary. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And there is strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 8th inning. From a Veterans Memorial Park in Little Falls, New York, it is a perfect game, Collegiate League Baseball. That one's popped up to right field. Right fielder takes a few steps back, and he's going to make the catch out there in right. Is Ethan Hughes.
Now batting the catcher, number 42, Cameron Carroll.
So Cameron Carroll, now the batter for the Stallions. So Carroll, left-handed batter here for Saugerties. Nobody on. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. And the pitch by Calabretti down low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Lights are on here at Vets Park. Beautiful. Field looks great today. A little bit of rain early on, but not a problem. Grounds crew did a great job getting the field ready. Those groundkeepers, most of those Diamond Dog players, a lot of players involved in the pregame prep. A lot of the guys love doing it. They just dig right in and help out. That one's popped foul, I'm sorry, and the count 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And I say it all the times, fans, if you're in our listening audience, whether you're far or close, You got to make plans to come out here to Little Falls and check out this ballpark. It's actually pretty stunning. I always say it's one of the more beautiful parks I've seen. Well-maintained, well-kept. One of the best-kept secrets, I think, around. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Little Falls Mets used to play here. And 2-2 now. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. 2-2. Here comes the pitch by Calabretti. And that's fouled off, dropped actually by the catcher, and now it's dropped 3. So he's going to throw over to first for the out. And 2 outs now.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8 from Chipola College, Nick Croce.
So Nick Croce, now your batter for the Stallions. A right-handed bat is Croce. He's going to come to the plate with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. So 2 out, nobody on. 2-2 the score. We had the later innings here with both teams looking for a run or 2. There's a swing and a miss by Croce. Count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Nick Croce, the shortstop. 0-1. Here's the windup and pitch. And that one right down the center of the plate. And quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 is Calabretti. Well, 1 more strike needed here for him to get out of this top of the 8th inning. And he will wheel and deal here with the 0-2 pitch. Here it comes. And called strike 3. And Croce didn't like that call, but regardless, it is out 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dawgs looking for some runs.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. This day starts with this one. Because no matter how unforgettable the extraordinary days are, there's a lot of every day that leads up to them. You can count on NBT Bank to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
And we are back, bottom of the 8th inning. Dawgs and Stallions here. And the score 2-2.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th for your Dawgs, left fielder number 3 from Bucknell University,
So John Calabrese is going to lead things off here for the Dawgs. In the bottom of the 8th, it'll be Calabrese, Sutera, and Calabretti. No, Coco, I'm sorry. So here is John Calabrese. Here's the windup, the pitch. Down low, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Calabretti. Calabretti, left-handed batter for the Dawgs. Top of the 8th. That is left high by Calabretti in the count 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Wind up the pitch. That is high and outside, ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. So Calabretti here will be taken on this one. Looking for a walk here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 count. Wind up the pitch. Down low, there's ball 4. And there is the go-ahead run for Mohawk Valley. So Matt Sutera now the batter for the Dawgs. He has doubled tonight, grounded out, and struck out. And here he comes in the bottom of the 8th with the game tied 2-2 and the go-ahead run on first base. The Dogs would love to find a way to get him home. And let's see if he bunts it down and moves him over. And their first pitch call, they strike, the count 0-1. And now he's going to head down to talk to his coach, Coach Luby. A little chat, and there's a lot of us up here in the booth thought maybe we see a bunt. And maybe this is what the talk is right here. Some little wizardry here. Let's see what happens. Right, going into the heart of the order here with Sutera. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
They all have it in their hand.
And he's showing bunt. And ball bounces. Catcher keeps it in front of him. Everybody stays put. The count 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 now the count to Matt Sutera. 1-1 again, showing bunt. And it misses on that one. And the count now 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Sutera unable to put it down. Runner on first base, nobody out. Here is Sutera with a 1-2 count. He's going to be swinging on this one here, 1-2. The bunt called off. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss. Sutera strikes out.
Now the injury dog, sub-pitcher, number 13, from Seton Hall, Joey Calabretti.
So Joey Calabretti, the batter here for Mohawk Valley. Calabretti with a 1 out. Again, has a runner on first. And the score tied 2-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. And they go back to first. Does the pitcher, Chase Van Balkenburg. And we'll do it again here as Calabretti is at the plate. Waiting for the first pitch. Runner dancing around. He almost was going. And the first baseman warning the pitcher, and he got back. So again, Calabretti still waiting for his first pitch here with the 1 out. Bottom 8, 2-2. Outside, ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes here. 1-0 the count. Calabretti at the plate. Van Balkenburg is the pitcher on the mound. And Calabrese at first. Ball is popped up into the infield, and third baseman is calling everybody off, makes the catch. And there is 2 outs. So runner still at first for the Dogs.
The shortstop, number 34, from Trinity College, John Ramsey.
So here's John Ramsey. Ramsey has walked and popped out twice here tonight. He is looking to do something at the plate here with a runner on first here late in the ball game, bottom of the 8th. Score tied 2-2. So here's Van Balkenburg. Runner's taken off, and they're going to throw over to second. Throws it high, and the runner starts to head to third and trips, goes back to second. And so runner now in scoring position. That throw was high to second base. So big opportunity here for John Ramsey and the Dogs. In the bottom of the 8th with a runner in scoring position at second base. 2-2 to score. 2 outs. And here's the pitch. In the dirt, gets away, and going to third. Here's the throw, and not in time. So the runner now at third base, even closer for Ramsey to bring him home. So John Ramsey sitting at home plate with a runner on third with 2 outs. Ball game tied 2-2. 1-0 count to Ramsey here. Partner in crime on third base. Looking to bring him home. And that pitch misses for ball 2, and the count now 2-0 to Ramsey. So 2 balls, no strikes. Calabrese at third, eager to come home. Outside, ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. Ramsey very likely taking all the way here with a 3-0 count. 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. And there's ball 4, I believe. And runners on first and third now. So runners at the corners.
Center fielder number 11 from Virginia Tech, Caden Hart.
So Caden Hart, who doubled early in the ball game. And a big conference on the mound. We're going to take a quick break and be back after this.
Hey fans, tell the world you are here at Veterans Memorial Park watching your Mohawk Valley DiamondDawgs. Share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit mvdiamonddogs.com or like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
And we are back. Caden Hart now at the plate. So Hart at the plate, runners on first and third, 2 outs. And there is strike 1. So bottom of the 8th inning, it is 2-2. No balls and 1 strike to Caden Hart with 2 outs. He's got runners on the corners. And off the rubber steps the pitcher. And 0-1 now the count. We remain 0-1 as we await the pitch from Van Valkenburg. Here's the pitch. And that ball hit to third baseman, picks it up, throws over, gets the force at second, ends the inning. They strand 2 runners. The score remains 2-2. And we are headed to the top of the 9th.
If you are looking for some shopping and dining, head on over to Canal Place, where you will find quaint shops, galleries, restaurants, and inns situated in the old mill buildings and storefronts along the waterfront of Canal Place. They've become known as the happening place for the arts in the Mohawk Valley. Not so long ago, many of these buildings were working mills serving the garment industry. Even today, after conversion to service retail space, many of these rugged but lovely structures speak to our great regional manufacturing heritage. If you're looking for fine arts, entertainment, or antiques, you simply must pay a visit to Canal Place.
At Hummel's Office Plus, our customers remain our #1 priority. Hi, Central New York. This is Justin Hummel, CEO of Hummel's Office Plus. If you are in need of a reliable, competitive, and consistent business product supplier, give Hummel's a try. We offer customized pricing, free next-day delivery, and personalized service. With our wide assortment of office supplies, janitorial supplies, furniture, and everything else you need for your workplace, Hummel's is your go-to for all your business products.
And we are back, top of the 9th. New pitcher on the mound for Mohawk Valley. That is Aiden Colagrande. So Aiden Colagrande now pitching for Mohawk Valley. So we are in the final inning here at the top of the 9th. 2-2 the score. And Colagrande here, the pitcher for the Dogs in the top of the 9th. Here is Colagrande. Left-handed pitcher is Colagrande. Here's the pitch. And there's one right down the center of the plate called strike 1. Travis Hobenstein is the batter. 0-1 count. There's the windup and the pitch. And misses outside. And the count even 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on, top 9. 2-2 the score. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and the count 1-2 now. So Colagrande looking for 1 more here against Hobensteigen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm not sure that's how you say it. 1 and 2. It's getting late, boys. It's getting late. And that one in the dirt, and the count 2 and 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Colagrande looks in now. He's going to wind and deliver on the 2-2. Puts that one in the dirt for ball 3. So full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. As Saugerty's looking to get men on base here in the top of the 9th with the ball game tied at 2. So 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Stallions. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Mohawk Valley. Here's the pitch. And that ball hit between first and second base for a base hit. And first batter on safely here for the Stallions in the top of the 9th. So Justin Ford now will come to the plate for the Stallions with a runner on first. A strategy now kicks in where managers will earn their pay here, deciding what to do here late in the ball game. Nobody out. All right, he's going to show bunt. Look at them move that runner over to scoring position, and he puts down a bunt, and the pitcher picks it up, throws over to first, and the batter does exactly what he was instructed to do, moves the runner over to second base. So the scoring position now is Hobenstein. So here's Reese Maroney. Maroney steps into the box with 1 out, and the go-ahead run at second base here for the Stallions. Colagrande needs 2 more outs to get out of this inning. 2-2 the score. So Colagrande will go to work here against Maroney. Looks at the runner at second before he delivers the pitch. And that one is popped foul by Maroney in the count 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. No balls, 1 strike. Colagrande looks in there. Runner at second, taking a few steps off the bag. Not being held on. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. And the count now 0-2. So Colagrande needing just 1 more strike here to get 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Batter Maroney steps into the box now, facing an 0-2 count. So ahead in the count is Colagrande with 1 out. Here's the windup and the pitch. And delivers that one high for ball 1, and the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sky is starting to get a little dark here at Vets Memorial Park as we enter the 9 o'clock hour almost. We always say the 9 o'clock train coming through Little Falls. 1-2. And that one misses for ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls and 2 strikes. The wind shifted from right to left now as the flag blowing out left towards left field. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Colagrande. And that ball is hit up the middle into center field. And here comes the throw home. And that's not going to be in time. And they go ahead 3-2 here. Dawgs Saugerties with the base hit into center field.
Now batting for the Stallions, the third baseman, number 10, from the University of Notre Dame, Jamie Z.
So Jamie Z now the batter. Again with the 1 out here for the Stallions. So Dawgs going to have some work to do in the bottom half of the 9th. Either way, they had work to do with the game tied at 2. Now a little more. The Dawgs always fight back. Just looking for Colagrande to do his work here and get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. And that's fallen off the catcher's mask. And they count 0-1. So Jamie Z, right-handed batter here for the Stallions with 1 out. 0-1 count to Z. 3-2 the score. Top of the 9th here from Little Falls. There's the windup and pitch by Colagrande. And that misses in the count 1-1. So a ball and a strike. to Jamie Z, who has gone 0 for 3 tonight, popped out 2 groundouts. And Nicola Grande would gladly take that here. 1-1 the count. Delivers the pitch in for a strike. And 1-2 now. The count to Jamie Z. Z, a right-handed batter for the Stallions. He's ready to go. Colagrande looks in, gets his sign. Takes a glance at the runner at second. And now delivers the pitch. And puts it low. And that will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, Colagrande 1 strike away of getting 2 outs here for the Dogs. And let's see what happens here with the 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch coming now from Colagrande. He's taking a long stare at the runner at second. Delivers the pitch, does so high. Stopped by the catcher, Soris. And the count now full at 3-2. So Colagrande does not want to put this batter on first base. 3-2 the count, looking for one more strike here for Colagrande. 3-2. There's the windup in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that is out number 2. And that is Jamie Z going down swinging.
The first baseman, number 22, from the University of Notre Dame, Dylan Passo.
So here's Dylan Passo. Again, also 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out once, popped out twice. So with 2 outs, Colagrande looking to get Passo here. Looks at the runner at second, who's taking a few steps off. And right down the middle, that ball curved in for a strike. The count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on second. Socrates has jumped ahead 3-2 here in the top of the 9th. Colagrande sets, runner takes off. Here's the throw. Oh, no throw. As Soris was getting ready to make the throw, it slipped out of his hand. And the runner safe at third. So runner at third now for the Stallions with a 3-2 lead, 1-1 count, 2 outs. And Dylan Passo at the plate with a 1-1 count. Colagrande, the pitcher on the mound. Here's the pitch. And that one misses, ball 2. And the count now 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, timeout is called. As Colagrande looking for a new ball. So that gets a new pearly white ball. And ready to go with a 2-1 pitch. Colagrande kicks, winds, and delivers now on the 2-1. Outside again, stopped by Soris in the count 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third base for the Saugerty Stallions. They have a 3-2 lead and a long drive back to Saugerties, and the Dogs would like to give them a not-so-happy ride back. And let's see what the call is. Looks like he was heading the first base and called strike, so he tossed his bat. He's got to pick up the lumber and get back in the box now with a 3-2 count. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Colagrande looking to get out of it here. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. And that is popped up into right field. Ethan Hughes gets underneath it, makes the grab. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th with the Dogs with a chance to walk it off here. Down 3-2. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Stay tuned, fans.
Little Falls, New York combines the charms of a small town with the conveniences of a much larger city. Of course, you'd expect to find welcoming people, beautiful scenery, family-friendly activities, and plenty to do outdoors. But you might be surprised to find that Little Falls, New York also has an espresso bar, gem shop, art center, French restaurant, antique centers, local hospital, and extensive civic services and amenities. Not to mention homes both beautiful and affordable, nestled in a dramatic natural setting amongst steep hills that descend to the Mohawk River and Erie Canal. Little Falls, New York. It's a great place to spend a few days or a lifetime.
All right, fans, are you ready for the bottom of the 9th? Here we go. The Dogs down 3-2. Chance to walk it off here tonight from Vets Memorial Park. Send these fans home happy. And Saugerties back on the bus for the long ride back. So this inning will determine how that bus ride goes for Saugerties. Always a lot more fun when you're victorious and you have a long trip back. Not so loud on those trips where you lose. Well, Dogs looking to get up there, take care of business, and get off this field. As we know, some pending weather is right behind us here. So looking to get this 9th inning in, get out, get the victory, and go home. So we are ready to go here in Little Falls. A lot of excitement here, bottom of the 9th. And it'll be Brendan Hawk who's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the 9th for the Dogs. And here come the rains. So the skies have opened up, and they have pulled everybody off. So everybody gets pulled off the field as the rains have come in, and we will have a break and let you know. So we'll let you know if we will be back here. Just stay tuned to our feed, and we'll be back as soon as we can as we go into a delay here.